Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick video going over Canary tokens. So from the security perspective, the problem we always ran into is yes, you can get the entry point into your network really secure and really safe, but the problem is once they get in, what are they going to be able to do? What are you going to do about it? Your security scans are never going to be sufficient enough. Um, there's always going to be some weird edge case that you didn't think about because there's constantly new issues arising in the network space. Bad actors or bad employees doing stuff to you or things like that. So you need to have a good umbrella, an array of ways to prevent those issues from happening. Um, and one of the best ways to do is there's a product called Thinks Canary that they provide. Basically, what they're doing is you can replicate your hardware that's in your network. You can create ways for them to um, see what's going, kind of let you know that hey, someone tripped over this tripwire in this particular area, so you need to act on this really quickly. Because there's nothing worse than having a bad actor on your network for months at a time, just stealing all the data from you. So you need to be able to figure out how if I do get compromised, how do I prevent that? I think Canary, I think, does a really good job. They have a lot of good options, both on the enterprise side and on the consumer side. Um, so they have a lot of great information. They have a great portal dashboard with webhooks integration, so you can have it directly be dumped into like your Teams or like Slack channels. They've recently been expanding their product line into other stuff. So like VMware, AWS, Azure. I think this is Google Cloud, and then Docker. So I use a lot of Docker containers. So I'll have I could very much see just having a Docker container that's got false information. But if someone does like a scan, like hey, I want to list all your Docker containers, you can very quickly know that someone is in your network and very quickly know that someone's changing things without your permission. Um, so yeah, it's a very great resource to have. Um, Very affordable when you consider somebody being able to just do a ransomware attack on your network without you knowing or stealing the data. Um, Now they do have physical devices. So these little devices, they're able to be set up to emulate your existing hardware on your network. Um, so for instance, with Ubiquiti, they have a honeypot feature as well where um, if it gets triggered, it'll send you an email about it. So I'll have like my default IP address, which is usually a .1 address. I'll have that be set up for my honeypot, and then I'll have my actual router connected some other way that's not going to be that's less obvious. Same thing with like port numbers. I'll usually change those so they're less obvious and less likely to be the default ones. I can definitely see you dropping Canary tokens into important share data locations that you need to have secure. We had them set up all. We had Canary stuff set up all throughout our AWS network, um, just so that if someone were to be in our internal network, especially the more secure side of things, you can very quickly know that someone's looking at your data, or at least trying to see what your data is. Because like a common thing is to do like a port scan and be able to see what devices are even on the network, and this would definitely trip someone's awareness, and you know exactly what IP source IP address it is, so you know what location in the U.S. or what country it's coming from, so that you can act on it as quick as possible. Um, so what I'd like to show you today is their Canary tokens that you can deploy yourself. Um, I was actually surprised when I was looking at this a couple years ago. They didn't have this many options, so I'm really happy to see um, them having so many free options available to us now. Um, so, like, I was planning on setting up some Canary tokens for my website, so I can know, hey, who's visiting my website? Why are they visiting it? And why are they trying to get access to things? Um, The other one that I saw that was recent was this one. Um, it was a credit card, so you could put these in your like email boxes and stuff, or just put them in very obvious places, and you could just say your credit card information, and then that way when that card tries to have a charge happen, Canary will actually trigger an alert, let you know how much they were trying to spend, where they were trying to spend it, and where the location was. So things like that you can just easily kind of, I want to say the word poison, but quite it's not quite the right term. But you can just make it so it's just very obvious that someone's trying to get in your system. Um, Same thing with like AWS keys. So what I would do a lot of times is I would have like an Excel spreadsheet um, that I would have labeled as my important passwords. And like I said, you can add webhooks, so you can have a Discord or Slack or Teams set up to receive these Canary tokens. Um, and I think I can actually rename this as well, which is nice. So I can do important passwords, top secret passwords. If you try to open this and edit the data inside of it, I was having trouble with it breaking things. I don't know if that would be the case for everybody, but I would just usually have like top secret passwords or just like password file, and then I would have it somewhere where like my documents folder, for instance. Then I would have my like actual KeyPass file somewhere else, or I'd actually use a proper password manager like Bitwarden. But the great thing is, as soon as someone tries to open this, it'll log their information and send you an email about it. And then if you open it, it's just a blank document, which is great. But if I switch over to um, email now, I'm going to put up some blockers so you don't see my IP address. It'll show that your Canary token was triggered. Um, what the reminder was, it'll normally show you the IP address right around here and down here, so you'll actually get their source IP. Um, and since that's like your actual public IP, you can actually directly know where the attack is coming from, and so you can address that, either blacklist that IP or figure out where that threat is coming from, so you can help monitor what's going on. So um, this is a very powerful tool, and it's amazing that they offer this for free. I really, it's like no nonsense, like I'm pretty sure I can teach my grandmother how to use these. Um, but from just like my own sanity, I just sprinkle these things throughout my network. Um, throw them on all my computers. Um, I think I might do a video about the Kubernetes, the Docker stuff, to see if I can get that set up. Um, that'd be interesting. There's some of these in here that I'm not sure how they look like, but like I said, there's a lot of. I think this Excel and Microsoft Document for me would be great. Um, if you want to be malicious, you can even. So like I've been applying to jobs lately, and you can even like include your like images and stuff in your email, so that when somebody opens your email, it would trigger an alert, so that you would be aware of it. I don't know how the security would be comfortable with you doing that, but you could do it just to see, but I wouldn't recommend that. I also want to see some of these, like get an alert when a suspicious Windows command is run. I would need to research this. That could be a cool thing to just drop on managed Windows systems. So if someone's trying to do something malicious or trying to do something weird, you can at least be aware of it. This is just like how crazy it is, though. Like, um, threat actors could easily get your public IP address and then potentially DDoS you or attack you directly. Um, Obviously, Canary has protections against people from just abusing the system, but from a personal, hey, I don't want to be a target. Um, I think this is a really solid solution. I mean, even the enterprise option obviously has more features and integration, um, but I am really cool. This is so cool. So yeah, this is a direct way to prevent threat actors from being in your network for too long. I think the report was saying 9 to 12 months on average for people to even be detected on networks. I know my job it was a complete mess and there wasn't a ton of this stuff going on, just because of the high turnover rate we had sometimes. So I would definitely consider if um, options like this to be able to at least get things minimized because there's a lot of pain points going on with security and um, I mean look at how many healthcare systems are getting completely attacked right now because people are just siphoning up their data. Um, so this is a very forward way to prevent that stuff from happening. So highly recommend checking them out, either for your own personal sanity. Um, I'm thinking about putting these on my like parents and grandparents' machines and logging what their public IP is, so I can know where they are in case I open it. Um, but yeah, this could be interesting. This could be a definite game changer, especially for people that are looking just to keep their family and friends safe.